What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Flowers, where today I'm going to give flowers to this artist. Well, how can I say this? This album from this artist is my favorite album from them. So I can't believe it took me this long to do it, and it's one of those albums I grew up with. So I can't believe it took me so long to do this. But today I'm going to be talking about Eminem, the Eminem Show.
Two trailer park girls go round the outside.
The Eminem Show came out in May of 2002, which is fucking crazy. It was supposed to come out in June, but it leaked, and they pushed it up a week or so. And it was like some radio station somewhere. I forgot where the fuck they were at. I could curse on this one because it's Eminem fans. But it was some radio station somewhere, and they was playing the whole album on the radio, like a month before the album dropped, which is nuts back in those times. It came out in 2002. It was primarily produced by Eminem, and like, if you know me, you know I'm not a big fan of Eminem's production, but I have to say he really did a good job on this one. It's probably because it was the first one. It's like, man, I gotta have dope beats if I'm coming after Slim Shady and Marshall Mathers with Dre, and Jeff Bass did most of the production. Funny Easter egg I found out recently about this album is that it only had 1 day of official sales when it came out, which is crazy. Like, you know how like album sales usually like a week total? Like, it had 1 day of sales. It still debuted at number one, and it sold over 200,000 copies in 1 day. You know how crazy that is? Like, that's that white boy magic. Like, that's like insane. Like, he had 1 day of official sales his first week and sold over 200,000 and still debuted at number one. His second week, he did, in his first full week, like the second week, he did 1.3. So on top of the 200,000 he sold on the first day, in a full week, he sold 1.3 million records. You know how crazy that is? Then it dropped down to like 800, and then like 5, and then like so on and so on. But it's his most successful album worldwide. And it's funny coming off, to me, just to give you a little backstory on why it's my favorite Eminem album. I think it's his most personal album. I think coming off Slim Shady and Marshall Mathers, where they were a lot of it, even though both of them are classic, it was a lot of like satire, for a lack of better words. This one, it was actually like really just personal, and it's probably really, not really probably, but it's really dialed back from the Slim Shady persona. And he said the inspiration behind this album was The Truman Show, and hence why it's named The Eminem Show. I guess he felt like that after being like the biggest pop star, rap star in the world at the moment, coming after Marshall Mathers LP, which is probably like just a catastrophic meteorite that hit the earth. Like, so, after an album like that, you can like really, some artists will really be tainted, and their next album after that would be like slummed. But this one, he really stepped up to the plate, and again, he produced majority of the records on it, besides I think 3. And it's just my favorite Eminem album. I think it's his best lyricist, like his best lyrical performance. I think it's his best songwriting performance, and it pushed Eminem into that rock sound, which he duplicates a lot now. Like this was the start of that, but I think it was done perfectly on this album. But I'm talking too much. Let's get into it. White America, I think, is an amazing record because he realizes basically what he is and why he is successful, not only from his skill level and things of that nature. He realized that his skin tone is a reason why he's propelled to such high levels. And, what did he say? Look at these eyes, baby, blue, baby, just like yourself. If they were brown, shady, loose, shady, sits on the shelf. But like he's well aware of that. And it's just pretty cool that, some people wouldn't even acknowledge that, but he's so involved in the hip hop culture that he knows that's part of his success. So if anyone try to use that against him, it's like, dude, I know that. I said it already on White America. Like, it's the 8 Mile thing. Like, I know I'm poor. I know I'm white. Like, you can't really hold that against me at this point. And I think to start the album off with White America, it was just a dope introduction to this new Eminem in a way, and I think that was pretty cool. And to start the album off with White America compared to his first 2 albums, which like You said my Hi My Name Is was the first official song, and then on after the public service announcement on Marshall Mathers LP, it's Kill You. And they're both kind of like silly records in a way. Like, but this one he started off with White America, and it's so serious, and it's like so in your face that it kind of not throw you off, but it just lets you know he's maturing. So to go have Business right after that as like this, I don't know, it goes back to like a comical Marshall Mathers Eminem kind of record, Slim Shady record. And he has Dr. Dre on the beat, and like I say all the time, I think the second song always starts it off, like tells the story. Like he says, let's get down to business. I don't got no time to play around. What is this? Must be a circus in town to shut the shit down on these clowns. Can I get a witness? Hell yeah. Like in his lyrical ability on there was like, what did he say? So skip to your loo while I do what I do best. You ain't even impressed no more. You used to it. Flows too wet. Nobody close to it. Nobody says it, but still everybody knows the shit. Most hated on out of those say they get hated on in 80 songs and exaggerated on so much they make it all up. It's no such thing like a female with good looks who cooks and cleans. Like, what? He said he also rhymes. Just I'm gonna skim past this, but I can't mention the business without mentioning that he rhymed oranges, peach, pears, plums, syringes. He rhymed oranges with syringes. Vrin, yeah, here I come. I'm inches away from you here. Oh my gosh. Why am I just getting that? That's crazy. Anyway, Business. Go in there. I could sit here and just fan out on that for the longest, but damn, he really said that. Anyway, Clean Out My Closet is probably one of his like staple songs in his collection, like next to Stan and things of that nature. I remember when I heard it, it was taken aback, because if you hear that last verse on there, you can hear his pain. And I don't think we heard that when he talks about his mom before that. Like on Slim Shady, he talks about her, but it's like in a comical way. On Kill You, he talks about raping her, but it's a comical way in a way. And he talks about his stepdad on Marshall Mathers and things of that nature. But on Clean Out My Closet, you could tell he was really hurt by his mom like suing him. Like you could tell he was really like, what is the line? But you never see it. She won't even be at your funeral. like you know how crazy that is to say to your own mom about her grandchild? Like that's, you could just tell he was like extremely hurt by obviously his upbringing, because he starts the first verse is like, I just love how he starts it with have you ever been hated or discriminated against? I have. I've been protested and demonstrated against. Picket signs from my wicked rhymes. Look at the time. Sick as the mind of the motherfucking kid that's behind. All this commotion, emotions run deep as oceans exploding. Tempers flaring from parents just blow him off and keep going. Like he talks about everything he faced, the backlash of Marshall Mathers LP, and then turns it into like in his mom, because he talks about Munchausen syndrome. My whole life I was made to believe I was sick when I wasn't, until I blew up. Now I grew up, it makes you sick to your stomach. You know how crazy that is for a mother to do that to their child? And you know how crazy it is that he put that word in there to rhyme? One of the things, I'm going to just say this and get off Clean in My Closet, but that's one of the things that made me love Eminem. Like, you know how personal that is? And when he says stuff like that, you know how many other children probably was going through that at the time. And it's harsh to sing, but it's his truth, man. Like, it's just truth. Square Dance, one of those, the way that just starts, like, like you could tell he was really listening. I read somewhere that he was listening to like a lot of Led Zeppelin and a lot of rock influence on this album. I think he has a line like Pac mixed with rock, something like that. But Square Dance, it's a line on there. I was going to use it for my favorites, but I have it going back and listening to it. I had another one that I'm going to use that just hits me more personally. But he says, you laugh till your motherfucking ass gets drafted, and you're in band camp thinking the draft can't happen until you fuck around, get an anthrax napkin inside a package, wrapping in saran wrap, wrapping, open the plastic, and then you stand back gasping, fucking assassins while jacking anthrax crashing. All this terror America demands action. Next thing you know, you got Uncle Sam's ass asking, like, what? To join the army or what you do for the Navy. You're just a baby getting recruited at 18. You're on the plane now eating their food and their baked beans. I'm 28. They gonna take you for they take me. What? Like, this is political Eminem. This is like the shit that's like he really stepped out of the comical M and really started spitting some real shit. Like because you got to think the time period, right? That's right after 9/11. That's right when we start going into the war, the Afghanistan war, Iraqi war. I think it was the Afghanistan war. Yeah, the war on terror. Stupid shit. But like, that's just so crazy. And then the other line I love in there, he says, it's stupid, but he says, what do you say? A product of not got a henny biotic. Ain't nobody hotter, so on and yada yada. Gotta talk a lot of uchi walla walla but you gotta. I remember me and my friends used to be in school like, did you hear what he said? He said Soldier, great record. If the backstory of that, remember when he I think he beat up a bouncer who was messing with Kim, or Kim was messing with a bouncer and he beat him up. The Kiss skit really describes what literally happened in real life, and he really caught a case on that, and he could have been facing jail time. I think that's why this album is just so dark. Like, you got to think, like, he reached all his pop shit. Like, he became the biggest artist at second album. So his third album, he like, yo, this shit is too much. Like, all this shit I'm facing, and gun charges, and my losing my wife and losing my life. Like, he got a line on Soldier where I think he says, listen to me spilling my heart through this pen. Motherfuckers know that I'll never be Marshall again. He knows it's over for like the person he used to be. That hence the Eminem show. I think it's just perfect. Say Goodbye to Hollywood, dope record. Just the artist realizing, like, I could lose it all from the stupid shit that I just did with the gun charge. It's a perfect song to follow Soldier. Just like that. I just love that hook. Hollywood, why do I feel this way? Like, say goodbye to Hollywood. He said, it's a line in there. I keep getting caught up on songs, but it's a line in there where he says something like the boy in the bubble who never could adapt. This is whack. This is more than I ever could have asked. Everywhere I go, I had a sweater, hood, a mask. What about math? How come I wasn't never good at that? It's like the boy in the bubble who never could adapt. I'm trapped. If I could go back, I never would have rapped. I sold my soul to the devil. I never get it back. I just hope I leave this game with level head intact. What? That's what he said. Imagine from being to knowing to seeing everything blow up, and all you did was just grow up and seeing. It's fucking crazy, because all I wanted to do was give Haiti the life I never had. Instead, I forced us to live alienated. So I'm saying, because inside joke. Just Say Goodbye to Hollywood is fucking dope. Drips, great record. Like, Soldier, Say Goodbye to Hollywood, and Drips, his verses on there are all, I feel like, inspired by Kim. Like, because that verse he spits on Drip is just like, even though Obi's saying some wild shit and it's comical, he's like, man, can you imagine this bitch did all this? And like, he was really, man, he was just really into it. Without Me, that's probably my favorite Eminem silly singles, like the first one. What is he saying? And to have Obi, if you were Obi Trice, 50 Cent fucked up Obi Trice whole rollout. It's a side note, because if you think about it, right? Like, imagine being a rapper and being the first thing you hear on Eminem's comeback single. Like, it literally starts off with Obi Trice, real name, no gimmicks. Brick it. Like, that was the alley-oop, and then fucking 50 Cent came and it was like, let's focus on this. He says, I'm back, fiction entertainer, tuning in and running up of your skin like a splinter. Like, that's my, because he do the Batman shit. I'm back, fiction entertainer, tuning in it. Like, I can't even say it slowly. I could just say it fast. Like, but he says, like, I'm the worst thing since Presley to do black music so selfishly and use it to get myself wealthy. Hey, like, he's totally making fun of himself the whole. From white America, this, it just reverts back. Sing for the Moment, my favorite record on here. I think him with that Aerosmith sample, and that story he tells on there, where he talks about himself. These ideas of nightmares of white parents whose worst fear is a child with dyed hair and who likes earrings. You know how many, that's just the first verse. The third verse is, I'm going to say for my best line, but do you know how relatable that song is to so many fucking kids, white, black, Asian, Hispanic? That song is just, again, one of his top, when we talk about the Eminem greatest hits, curtain call shit, even not that, but that's just hits. But if we talking about Eminem's greatest records, Sing for the Moment is in there, bro. Like, that shit is just, even when I heard it at 11, it was touching. It was still like, yo, this is this is crazy. Like, he really painting this picture. Like, in the third verse is really like me, but I'm gonna save it for my best one. Sing for the Moment, Superman, my another favorite record on here. I just think that's the Mariah Carey disc, but that song is just put Anthrax on your 10 packs and slap you till you can't stand. Come on, man. That's all I gotta say about Superman. Great fucking record. Steve Berman skit, When the Music Stopped. I remember when I was a kid and my cousin first played the Eminem show for me, and the skit that comes on but like is like the intro, and I think it's like Bizarre saying he's like, but we as entertainers has a responsibility for these kids. Psych. And I couldn't stop laughing. Like I laughed so hard so many times, like we had to keep rewinding. I was just laughing so hard. Like, this is the funniest shit ever. Like, they did all that. It was like, we as entertainers have a responsibility to these kids. Psych. If I were to die murdered in cold blood tomorrow, would you feel sorrow? Like, he could never be a leader of battle if they ain't shit for me to feed off. I'm seesaw battling it, but it's way too much at stake for me to be fake. It's too much on my plate. Like, I can't even, like, I can hear the don't. Like, it's so, this album is so rock driven and hip hop infused. Hip hop but rock infused. It's just, it was a perfect marriage. Every record. What you say is what you say. I think that's a record. What you say and what you say until I collapse. I think it's both records of Eminem saying like, yo, I need my fucking credit. Like, I'm killing this shit, and y'all gotta give my credit. Like he says in 5 mics in the source, they holding my fucking breath, but I suffocate for the respect to before I breathe to collect the fucking check. And then he goes into Till I Collapse, which is probably one of the, if not the best song on here. And that song just went, it has I think it's 1 billion streams on Spotify yesterday, and it's not a single. Do you understand that? Like, viewers, do you understand that a song that was not released as a single has 1 billion streams? And it's his second one. Just on one platform though. That's one platform. It has 1 billion streams. Again, I think that's another record where he's telling you like, yo, these are my influences. I love these people, these who grew me. I should be up there with them too. And you should look at me like that too. Like, before we got this era, and it's kind of just too much. Like, we know who you are, M. Like, that one was like, what's the last verse on Till I Collapse? And it's absurd how people hang on every word. I probably never get the props I feel I ever deserve. If I ever leave Earth, that will be the death of me first. Cause in my heart of hearts, I know nothing could ever be worse. That's why I'm clever when I put together every verse. My thoughts are sporadic. I act like I'm the addict. I rap like I'm addicted to smack, like I'm Kim Mathers. Go forth and back at constant battles. The fact is I would rather sit back and bomb some rappers. So this is like a full-blown attack I'm launching at them. The track is on some battling raps. You want some static? Because I don't really think of the fact that I'm Slamatis, a plaque at platinum status is whack if I'm not the best. Like, do you understand that flow that he's doing? Like, do you understand the technique that goes into that? Like, yes. No, he's literally using his voice as an instrument. I rap like I'm addicted to smack, like I'm Kim Mathers, but I don't really think that like, you know how crazy that pocket. I'm pretty sure every rapper at the time listened to that song and said, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit." Like, we can't hang with this guy. Like, we can't hang with this. And that's fresh off Renegade, off Blueprint, killing Jay-Z. This fucking album. My dad's going crazy. Fucking, that's just a Hall of Fame Eminem song. That third verse where he just switched the beat and it goes from like Dr. Dre beat and it goes into like this touching thing, like more pain inside of my brain in the eyes of a little girl inside of a plane aiming at the World Trade. You know what I really love about that song? Because at the end, he just throws a line in there to make parents mad. Like, like he says all that touching shit and he just go, 9mm heater stashing 2-seaters with me cleavers. I don't blame you. I wouldn't let Haiti listen to me neither. Like, he didn't have to say that. He's just so fucking, he was so genius. He was so genius. Like, that's so genius to say all that and he say, yeah, 9mm heater stashing 2-seaters with me cleavers. Favorite songs, I'm gonna go with Sing for the Moment, Superman, and Clean Out My Closet. I'm gonna go with those three. Worst song, I'm gonna just go with Drips. is kind of, it's a great record, but compared to everything else, come on, man. Best line, he says, I sing for these kids who don't have a thing except for a dream in a fucking rap magazine, who post pen and pictures on their walls all day long, idolize their favorite rappers in the wall of their songs, or for anyone who's ever been through shit in their lives, so they sit and they cry at night wishing they died, so they throw on a rap record and they sit and they vibe with nothing to you, but we're the fucking shit in their eyes. That's why we seize the moment, try to freeze it and hold it. Squeeze it and hold it, because we consider these minutes golden. And maybe they'll admit it when we're gone. Just let our spirits live on through our lyrics that you hear in our songs, and you can sing with me, sing for them. There's nothing better than that, bro. Like, when I heard that as a kid, I was like, he's just talking to me. He's literally talking to me. Let's wrap this shit up. In conclusion, the Eminem Show, obviously, if you made it this far through the video, you can tell why it's my favorite Eminem album. This album is just perfect, bro. Like, it's his best. It's his most honest. It's his best, like, normal album. Like, it's just like no fucking wild lines, no wild like caricatures and crazy voices. It's really just very personal. He talks about his life. His best flows, I think, were on this album. His best songs, I think, like, these songs compared to songs that's on Marshall Mathers and like Slim Shady LP, they're just better songs, better beats, better songs. Like Clean Out My Closet, Sing for the Moment, White America, Till I Collapse, Soldier, Hollywood, Say Goodbye to Hollywood, Without Me, for Christ's sakes. Just everything about this is just dope, and just for it to be his third album, and it's like, man, I didn't think this shit was gonna be like this. Like, we kind of got that on Marshall Mathers LP, but this one is like, I didn't know it was gonna be like he got bigger from Marshall Mathers LP. Like, when he made the Marshall Mathers LP, he was going off shit he did from Slim Shady LP. Marshall Mathers LP is 10 times bigger than Slim Shady LP. So imagine the shit that he went through and just his personal life and things of that nature, and had the gall and at the top of his game lyrically to put it all into an album. And plus he started producing. Man, the cover is just classic. Yeah, man. That's why I think Encore gets a bad rap. I think Encore is a great album, but coming after Eminem Show, which is kind of like a sequel, like Encore, Eminem Show, Encore, and it kind of has like the same cover. This is just magical, man. Like, this shit is just, this is an artist at their peak, pretty much. And he found 50 Cent after this, so on tour for this album, he heard Guess Who's Back. And he was shooting 8 Mile at the same time of making this album and doing the 8 Mile soundtrack. No wonder the nigga went crazy. No wonder. Like, you know how much shit that is to do at one time? Fuck it. Eminem Show, here's your fucking flowers. No matter what I say now about like the new Eminem releases, this shit will always have a special place in my heart. So I had to do a flowers episode on it and just give him his props, just in case you see it on the net and decide like, damn, maybe I ain't gotta make another album about people hating me. I'm loved. Anyways, I'm Tatum. Peace.